Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 3 of This Week in Raider Football. I'm Nick Rush, and today it's going to be an exciting episode, a whole lot to talk about as we prepare for the home opener for the Riverdale Raiders tomorrow night as they take on the Palmetto Ridge Bears. But before we get into that, let's talk about last Friday night's contest where Riverdale started off the regular season schedule with a bang, defeating the North Fort Myers Red Knights by a 13-0 score. The action started in the second quarter right at the beginning when the quarterback and starting quarterback Daniel Ulmer made a leap for the end zone off of a 2-yard rush to make the score 7-0, and Dante Quintella was there to put in the extra point. And later on in the second, you had the Riverdale running back Malcolm Spencer hammering it across the goal line for a 3-yard rush. Quintella's kick failed there. He goes 1 for 2 on the night. Riverdale bringing in both touchdowns in the second quarter, and the Riverdale defense forcing North Fort Myers to 0 on the scoreboard. 13-0. Riverdale started off hot, and you can say that they took advantage of North Fort Myers in this ball game. North Fort Myers currently having 7 players suspended due to an on-field incident which happened 2 weeks ago. A little bit of an altercation between North Fort Myers and South Fort Myers during their preseason contest, and there were consequences for those players. But anyways, Riverdale, they did what they had to do. Great defense as well, and it came together for that win. And with that victory, the Raiders advanced to 1-0 on the regular season schedule. North Fort Myers 0-1, with this being the opening contest of the season. And now we look into tomorrow night, which will be Friday, September 4th, 2015, as the Raiders will face off against the Palmetto Ridge Bears. Let's talk about Palmetto Ridge. They are being coached by Chris Tukkanen, who is in his first season of coaching with the Bears. So far, Palmetto Ridge is 1-0 on the season. They previously defeated Lehigh last Friday night by a 13-12 outcome at Palmetto Ridge. So very close contest there. But Palmetto Ridge coming in undefeated, I guess you could say. It's a little too early to speak about that anyhow. But great game there. Palmetto Ridge currently competing in Class 6A District 12, which they share with 4 other teams: Naples, home of the Golden Eagles, Barron Collier, and Golden Gate. So far there, Palmetto Ridge is on top 1-0. Naples is in second, 1 win, 1 loss. Barron Collier is tied up as well at 1 apiece. And Golden Gate is no wins, 1 loss. Riverdale in Class 7A District 12. And that consists of 3 total teams. Riverdale on top 1-0, or 1 win and no losses rather. South Fort Myers is tied up with Riverdale as well, but they lay low in the second place spot. And finally, Gulf Coast is third, 2-0 on the win-loss record. So that's how it comes down here on the standings. Still, like I said, only 1 game has been played for Riverdale, 2 for Gulf Coast thus far, but it's a little early to be talking about the standings, but still every game is important nonetheless. So overall, you have a feel between these 2 teams, and it really is going to be an exciting contest. And with a look at our varsity teams, let's talk about some more football, but with a different Raiders squad. We'll give a shout out to the Riverdale freshman football team as they traveled to Lehigh last night, September 2nd, 2015, Wednesday, and they took home a 28-6 win against the Lightning, and they advanced to 1-0 on the season. And we'll also like to give a hello to the Riverdale Junior Varsity football team. And as I record this episode, they are in action right now, just about an hour and a half into the action. And they are seeing action at the Lely Trojans. Opening kickoff to that ball game was 7 p.m., and we'll give you some more updates on that in the future. And as we head towards a close in today's episode of This Week in Raider Football, be sure to give a follow to Riverdale Reads. You can follow Riverdale High School on Twitter. They're all over social media. They have Vine, Instagram, you name it. Be sure to check them out once again at Riverdale Reads. You have the sports updates on there, academics, you name it. If you want to stay in touch with the school, feel free to check it out. But other than that, that is a review of this week in Raider football. It's going to be exciting tomorrow night once again with the home opener. If you'd like to come out to the ball game, tickets are $5, and it sure is going to be a nice crowd on hand, I'm sure. So we will see you there. Thank you for listening to This Week in Raider Football. This is Nick Rush saying so long from episode 3.